Hello, and thanks so much for joining us for Black America Today. I'm Carol Jenkins, and today we want to highlight our web series, Black AM. We take a look at the Apollo Theater, turning 87 years old in January. Artists like Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald, Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, and countless others grace that stage. That stage in Harlem, New York, where stars are born and legends are made.
Hi, my name is Leatrice Ellzy. I'm the Senior Director of Programming at the Apollo Theater. The Apollo Theater is an iconic building on 125th Street. The Apollo has been this space that has really created a place for Black music.
Yeah, just a little bit of soul. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It really has provided a platform for Black artists to be heard and to be seen, from names like Billie Holiday and the Nicholas Brothers to the modern day where we have Alicia Keys, we've had the Fugees, we've had Biggie Smalls.
Where New York at?
Yeah. Throw your hands in the air. Come on. Everybody throw your hands in the air. Everybody throw your hands in the air. Check it out. So is the ladies in the house tonight?
Hey, Mom, why is Wyclef playing DJ Khaled's song? And then the mom's like, well, actually, that's not DJ Khaled's song. That's Wyclef original composition, and DJ Khaled sampled it. I'm confused, Mom. Yeah, Wyclef used to be like, Maria, Maria, yeah. She remind me of a West Side Story. Growing up in Spanish Harlem. She live in the... Berto, man, let's work, man. Let's turn up right now. Okay, if you're in the audience, even virtually, I need y'all to stand up right now, and we all gonna have a good time. We are at the after party right now. Welcome to the after party at the Apollo.
Hip hop hanging in my head heavy. Malik said, "Reek, hey yo, the planet ain't ready for the half. We coming with the action pack on some Dundee shit. Right before the outback. Check it out, we do it like this. You're witnessing the 5th Dynasty family click across the map. One time for you, it's time to react, to respond, to react. Yo, we setting it from Southside, pushing this up north to Philadelphia rap and fly points across the map. Bring it back to respond, react. Bring it back, yeah. React it, it's attractive assassin.
The Apollo Theater opened in 1914 as Hertig and Siemens' new burlesque theater and designed by George Keister. It later became the Apollo in 1934, when they opened their doors for Black patrons and saw the need to cater to the Black community. Showtime at the Apollo featured live performances from major and upcoming artists, seen in the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. But if you wanted to make it, you had to prove yourself during amateur night. Artists like Lauryn Hill first faced that crowd at 13 years old.
I treat you bad and wrong, my dear. And boy, since
being able to think about how are you portraying Black stories, and how are we telling Black stories, because it's all Black storytelling. So whether it is a musician that is telling a Black story through their music, or whether it is what we just did with Between the World and Me, an adaptation of a book, a Ta-Nehisi Coates, to the stage.
This was the year you saw Eric Garner choked to death for selling cigarettes, because you know now that Renisha McBride was shot for seeking help.
They auctioned our bodies down there in the same devastated and rightly named financial district.
Whenever I saw the police, something had already gone wrong. All along, I knew that there was some for whom safety was in the schools.
That Black story then went to HBO and became a Black film. Camila Forbes, our executive producer, actually directed the film for HBO. The Apollo marquee is iconic within itself. The Apollo marquee is like a beacon on the hill. It's where people look at times of sorrow, our heroes transition and move on, that people come to the Apollo to gather and to be sorrowful together, but also to celebrate their lives. Make sure that they were able to look at that marquee and see a message that was going to speak to them and that was going to resonate with them.
In March, the Apollo had to temporarily close its doors due to the pandemic, but the show continued to go on.
When the pandemic started, I remember the marquee just had "Be Well" on it. This has been a crazy, crazy year. There have been twists and turns around every single corner. Building has not been open. The theater has not been open to the public since March. And that has a huge impact on an organization like the Apollo. I mean, because I think that I don't know that most people know that we're a nonprofit organization. We're grateful for friends, foundation friends. We're grateful for other entities that have come in that have donated, as well as donors, just individual people that have come to the table and donated to the Apollo. We opened our season with a conversation with John Legend and Salamisha Tillett, talking about the role and the duty of the artist.
Express myself when I see something going wrong, and I have to speak up for people who have way less money than I do, who have way fewer resources than I do, who have their necks being stepped on by the system and are being crushed in so many ways. I feel like anything that I lose is worth it.
People have been checking out our digital stage. They see a lot of the mainstays that we have done in the theater. You know, so with our music cafe, for example, we just had Madison McFerrin this month.
Do you think we'll mend the difference? Maybe there's no difference. Maybe there's no one for you and I. Maybe it's too soon to do this way. Maybe there's no one for you and I. Maybe it's too soon for you this way. Maybe there's no one for you and I. Maybe it's too soon.
The Apollo has so many wonderful programs coming up.
Moja,
Kuzi Chakalia,
Ojima,
Jama,
Mia.
Karumba,
Imani.
Regeneration Night, our Kwanzaa event, we get an opportunity to come together as a community and think about the 7 principles of Kwanzaa and those principles that impact community, but also uplift community, and they speak to Black joy. This year, we're going to do it a little different because we can't be in the theater, and so we're going to be virtual, but it's going to be an amazing show. So people should definitely tune into the Apollo digital stage for that, so they can go to the website and register for that, and then we'll send them a link on how they can connect with us on the 27th. In January, folks can look forward to a number of really important conversations as part of our King Day program, and it will be on the 18th of January. So on the day of the King holiday, we will be talking about all the things that really matter right now. So we'll be speaking from the pandemic to, the elections and what the outcome of that election. And what does that mean? In February, we've got a celebration of House Party, because it is the anniversary of House Party 2. So we will be talking to Kid and Play and Tisha and AJ, so all of the, the major players from House Party, as well as lots of musical performances, because of course we're the Apollo. That's what we do music. And then in March, March is kind of our a big bite. We do our WOW Festival every other year. And so WOW is Women of the World. The WOW Festival comes out of London. This year, our theme is Black Women Transcending. It is going to be on March 20th and 21st, and people should certainly start, looking for the save the date, and definitely save that date, because we've got a very powerful program. The Apollo just has a lot of exciting things coming up, so it's going to be something to tune into. And when I say tune in, not only tune into online, but also tune your spirit into it. Tune into really embracing Black art and culture on this level, in this way. We try to make sure that our programming is resonating with where we are right now as a people. The Apollo is a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and which is really, really a great thing. So I'm asking people to, for 2021, make a decision that you're going to tune into the Apollo and listen to artists tell stories, or watch artists tell stories. So just make a commitment to give as well, and to continue the storytelling, to continue amazing music, and just to continue this legacy of doing it for the culture. So becoming a nonprofit organization has really expanded our opportunities to speak to so many different people, but also to really lock in the culture in a very different way. So when you have a event that we have, Livewire, which talks about artists who have been at the Apollo, and it really is an amazing history lesson. So those are the kinds of things that you get from this Apollo Performing Arts Center. I'm a huge fan of the process of art making. So many people just kind of go, they see it on the stage, and they're like, yeah, that was great, and that was art, But let's talk about the process. Let's talk about the fact that so many artists, they have an idea. It may take them 5 years before they can get it from point A to point B where people actually see it. The artist Van Hunt is, I love Van Hunt, but Van has a song and it's called Muted Symphony. And in that song, he talks about the creation of a work, and like, I keep it in. I hold on to it for as long as I can before I let it into the world. Because as an artist, while they keep it in, it's still pure. It's their intention. It's the way that they saw it. It's the way that they felt it. I think that the archival process is something that really helps to preserve the Apollo specifically. And our archivist, Brad, who is just phenomenal, he seeks out information too. So it's not just what comes in. He's constantly seeking Apollo history and then digitizing it and making sure that it's preserved. That is how we end up telling our stories in the future. There's a video called Dear Apollo.
Dear Apollo Theater, my family always tells stories about you. I've heard about the time Mom saw Mary J, or the wild night she saw Jay-Z. My grandma always tells me about seeing Sarah Vaughan and B.B. King on your stage. The kids at school talk about you too. How you help the community and everyone knows you. When I was little, I would play between your red velvet seats before a show. Now my friends and I have started a band. We're always watching videos of James Brown dancing and Biggie Smalls rhyming. Now that I'm older, I don't run up and down your aisles anymore. But now my friends and I dream of winning amateur night like the greats, of seeing our names on your marquee. So I've got a question for you, Apollo. Will you be there when I'm ready for your stage?
So it is our role and our responsibility to tell the story of the Apollo, to tell the story of Black life in this country, Black people in the African diaspora. That is how we preserve culture.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Make sure that you visit apollotheater.org to see all that they're doing and continue to support them there. I'm Carol Jenkins. The program is Black America, and from our family to yours, we want to wish you the very happiest of holidays. We will see you the next time.